These bird brains are really smart. Adapted from an article by Kathy Payne in the USA Today. Does a new study offer a bird's eye view into evolution? Fewer cliff swallows are being killed by moving cars because of natural selection, suggests a study published in the journal Current Biology. These birds have been exposed to vehicles and roads for 30 plus years, says Charles Brown, the study's lead author. During that time, they have evolved to avoid being killed by traffic. Evolution can happen very rapidly, and some animals can adapt to urban environments very rapidly. The decrease in road deaths is likely because these birds have shorter wingspans, the distance from one wingtip to the other, which makes them more agile flyers, or they are learning to avoid vehicles, Brown said. In the western USA, cliff swallows, which live in colonies, have nests around highway bridges, overpasses, and road culverts. They sit on roads to pick up gravel for their gizzards, an organ in birds that helps digest food, and to sunbathe. The roadkill index decreased from about 20 cliff swallows a year at the start of the study in 1983 in Nebraska to an estimated 2 birds a year by the study's end in 2012. The drop can't be explained by changes in the bird population or by changes in traffic. The study suggests the birds that continue to die on the roads have longer wingspans compared to those who survive. Wing lengths vary from 4.1 inches to 4.5 inches, Brown says. Longer winged swallows sitting on a road probably can't take off as quickly or gain altitude as quickly as short-winged birds, and thus the former are more likely to collide with an oncoming vehicle, says Brown, a professor of biological sciences at the University of Tulsa. Scientist Jeff LeBaron, an ornithologist with the National Audubon Society, studies birds and says shorter wingspans would allow cliff swallows to turn more quickly to avoid cars. If the longer-winged birds are the ones being clobbered, then the short-winged birds are the ones passing on genes to the next generation, says LeBaron, the Society's Christmas bird count director. The study also found that the average wing length has shortened over time. In the 1980s, the average was 110 millimeters, or 4.3 inches. It dropped to 103 millimeters, 4.1 inches in the late 2000s. Brown says cliff swallows may also learn from watching others to some may figure out how to avoid oncoming traffic. Birds that have the ability to learn are more likely to survive and produce babies, he said. Over time, the population will have smarter birds. However, bird smartness was not measured in this study.